Hi everybody, so today is a pretty candid sharing about something that happened to me earlier this year. And so yeah, part of me is a bit nervous for putting this out there because I know it's not the best business decision in the world to do so. But I just thought that hopefully it could help some people and benefit their lives, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So I'm going to share just about how I almost shut down my multiple six-figure coaching business a while back. And so just some context, so I've been running a business for 4 years, and things pretty well, right? Generated about 500,000 in total, had amazing clients I work with, and I just recently even hit my highest business revenue month of more than $50,000 as well. I was traveling around the world, right, and had amazing people that I was working with as well. However, after like a month-long holiday, right, when I returned back to Singapore, I realized something, and for the first time, I actually felt like just quitting, shutting down my business, and giving everything up. And there was even one day, right, I even started looking out for job roles just to see what was available out there. And after weeks of internal turmoil, right, and because this is something that I did not want to feel, right, from business. I'm someone, if you knew me, I'm someone who really wanted to do what I was aligned with rather than forcing myself to do stuff. That's one thing about me. And so after weeks of like internal turmoil and chatting with a few folks and lots of internal reflections, really, I found out why. And it sounded simple, but it was a big realization for me because the more my business grew, the more scared, the more nervous, and the more unhappy I felt that I would feel. Which means I was just afraid of growing my business further. And as I went deeper, I realized it was just because of a few business activities that I was not aligned with, especially this few. Number one, conducting webinars over and over again, repeating the same thing over and over again just to sell, right, and to market and to get new customers. Not something that's aligned to me. I'm not saying that others shouldn't do it, but I just didn't feel right for me personally. I also did not like just hosting 2 to 3 day weekend workshops, sacrificing my precious time, my energy away from my friends, my family, just to get new customers over again. And I was still repeating myself, which I really didn't like. At the same time, I was spending a lot of time to sell and promote myself, a lot of the time through my content, through talking to people over and over again. And I was just hustling and grinding every month to hit my revenue goals with a lot of stress and pressure. And so, yes, a lot of these activities are what we call an industry standard in the coaching and seminar industry. But I felt pretty crappy, right? And constantly having to repeat myself, sacrificing my time, my energy, and I just had to keep thinking about sales, marketing over and over again. And so what I did was to decide on embark on the journey to search for a business model that worked for me, where I could grow my business and my income and enjoy my life at the same time. And it took a while, and there was a lot of, and I was willing to take a few steps back from my business to do this because I knew that if I did not, I would want to shut down my entire company. I wouldn't want to do this anymore. And as I've told with a lot of people, I'm not actually attached to the idea of being an entrepreneur. I'm just doing it because, right, it's the best vehicle I know that can serve my goals, my dreams, right, and enjoy my life at the same time. So I'm never attached to it and creating a business because I don't want a boss or I don't like, I want my own freedom. No, right? I want to create, whether it's a job, a business, side hustle, right, to support what I actually enjoy in my life. And to me, alignment is very important. And so this business model, right, what I was able to find, fortunate after talking to a couple of mentors, or a few other videos, you can check it out in some of my lessons. Number one, right, I was able to do more of what I enjoy, which is creating content, learning, right? I'm a huge learning junkie, right? Creating playbook systems that you can just use immediately and get a lot of benefits, and just to do personal coaching and consulting with clients. At the same time, it also gives me the energy, the time, the freedom to spend quality time with my family, my friends, to actually enjoy my life. Number three, to generate predictable and consistent income without being pressured to sell all the time. And number four, to create positive impact for others, whether folks bought for me or not, right? Because one thing about me is I want to do it. I'm creating this business, and why even left lucrative jobs or even to stop teaching investing, even though I was making a lot of money, because I wanted to find a way I could help people for free, whether they bought from me or not. And so, fortunately, after a lot of research, experimentation, reflection, not only was I able to find it, I combined everything I learned to what I call the lifestyle business blueprint, right? And this is something I was very happy, right, and very excited to be sharing people. And the first lesson I learned is that instead of teaching people the business tactics, right, the sales and marketing stuff, right, what I realized is that the internal always reflects the external. So what we do, right, for a lifestyle business blueprint is we always focus on these three pillars first. Number one, purpose, understanding what the person's ideal goal, the ideal vision for life and business first, right? Because why? For me, I realized that on some level, I already had some level of clarity and purpose, and I was not aligned to it. But a lot of people don't even have that North Star, right? Or the goals, or the ideal business model, ideal life. They're not even clear of that. And that's why they tend to get overwhelmed, they tend to get shiny object syndrome, or they're just confused and don't know what to do. So number one is purpose. Number two is what we call psychology. And as Tony Robbins says, success at the end of the day is 80% psychology and 20% strategy. So psychology is everything what we call the internal stuff, right? Which is your decision-making skills, your beliefs, your mindsets, your how you manage, how you process your emotions, how you measure your state. So psychology is, for a lot of people, is the biggest reason why people are not getting results. Because why? They have fears, they have limiting beliefs, they struggle with emotional management, and that is preventing them from creating the business or the lifestyle that they want. And so if you want, I have another video called How I Overcame All My Fears, My Self-Doubt, in a separate video. You can check it out if you want to. And number three is what we call perform, right? And so I actually started my business teaching productivity to a lot of people. I started teaching habits, high performance, right, years ago, right, even before I started my business. And so perform is actually the third thing, which is upgrading how you manage your time, your energy, your focus, accelerated learning to achieve way more with less time, stress, effort. And so what you do is, usually what we're doing right now with clients is we help them to fix or address or upgrade their level of purpose, psychology, and perform first. Then we focus on the fourth pillar, which is profit. Okay, so regarding profit, just very quickly, there are three stages of how we classify our clients, and I may do a separate video another time. And we've got these three pillars because why? Different stages of business would require different states of strategy for them. So sometimes when you learn a new strategy from a guru or coach or whoever or YouTube, sometimes the problem is not that the strategy doesn't work. Sometimes the problem, right, is that it's the right strategy at the wrong time. So one thing I ask myself is always check with clients, right, which stage are they at? Number one, are they in a starting phase, where the main priority is not to get lots of thousands of dollars or to get extreme clarity of your position or X factor, right, or whatever you call that, but to understand, right, your offer and validate it with the market, with actual data and feedback from potential customers, clients. And so some people, what we call is creating a beta offer. What I do for a lot of clients is launching what we call a survey campaign as well. Not to sell immediately, right, but to just gather data and feedback. And hey, for some of these people, they might be the right fit to actually offer them what we call a beta program, a beta service, beta product, where instead of charging thousands of dollars or charging high fees, right, you can actually be a bit more flexible. Why? Because why? Main priority is to get beta clients, to get data, to get clarity, and to validate your offer first. So that's what I call the first phase, which is starting phase. A lot of people overthink it too much, when the priority is to get more actions, right, which allows you to get more data and more clarity for what's ahead. So once you validate your offer, right, you get some cash flow, some clients, some case studies in, some success stories to build your testimonials, your proof, then you go to stage number two, which is what we call strengthen, right? So strengthen basically means installing the entire sales and marketing system. This is when the actual business and systems, processes, framework really comes in, where your focus is on generating consistent and predictable income, right? And what you do is, you know that you're confident once you set it up, the more volume, the more time you put in, the more money you'll probably get. Okay, so again, what you do is installing it, a system or a process where you know that as long as you use it over and over again, you can generate consistent and profitable income. What you do next, right, then stage number three is what we call soaring, or some people call scaling, which is how do you continue growing a business with less time, stress, and effort by hiring, automation, systemizing, optimizing, right, and installing SOPs for the business. So for example, hiring a VA, hiring a content manager, so on and so forth. So again, right, whatever strategy depends on whether are you in the starting phase, the strengthening phase, or the soaring, or what I call the scaling phase as well. And so thanks to the above, right, using this entire framework that took me a lot of time to come together, combining what I've learned over the past 10 to 12 years and $150,000 worth of coaching and seminars, not only am I happily growing my business by not sacrificing my precious time or having to sell over and over again because we have predictable income every single month. Here's what I recently shared during my recent private client mastermind with more than 50 people recently. So while I'm someone right now who has not achieved my rather ambitious financial goals yet, I'm living my life vision right now. I'm so happy to say that, and it's not something I could truly say it many months and years ago. I was generally happy and enjoying what I do, but there's something I've just felt misaligned with. But right now, I feel like I'm truly living my life vision, right? Even though I've not hit my rather ambitious financial goals yet. So one thing you know is, again, whether you decide to work with me or not, I hope you remember this. You do not need to wait till you achieve financial freedom, right, to take care of your family, do meaningful work, enjoy life. Because there is a model for you out there. Okay, and one thing I have also learned, right, which is at the end of the day, a lot of strategies can work, right? Whether it's e-com, right, low ticket funnels, high ticket funnels, 5-day challenges, webinars, workshops, events, cold outreach, warm outreach. So LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, what you call it. One of this is almost all strategies can work, right? As long as someone has shown you before and other people have done it, they can. But the question to ask is, what is the best strategy for you? And so what you do is just to share a couple of questions that you can potentially use to find out what could be the best strategy for you. So the 4 questions are, very quickly, right? Number 1, what do you find yourself doing that you find the most excitement and interest in? So what are some activities that after you do it, you actually feel more energized, right? You actually feel better rather than feeling more drained and stuff. So for example, for me, I don't like networking. Right? For me, I like to go hide in the toilet by myself, right? If I'm forced to do networking in the past, right? For me, I just like doing more coaching, more consulting, right? And I generally like to not go for the small talk. I like to go straight to it, right? To find out how I can help you or how can I exchange some information or exchange some collaborations, partnership together. So number 1, right? What do you find most excited and interest in? Number 2, what's work that you find the most meaning and purpose in? So what is work that you feel that you truly can do your best, you can create the most impact for people? So for example, for me, right, I know it's creating content, stuff like this, but I hope it can really help people out. Creating playbooks, creating step-by-step guides, right, to actually help clients, and at the same time to do coaching consulting. So for question for you, right, do you prefer speaking to a lot of people at once? Do you prefer to keep doing coaching consulting all the time? Do you prefer to do document some of your sharings, not through video, but through written form or through shorts? So again, right, there are many different ways of what you find the most meaning and purpose in. Identify, ask yourself, what could be that for you? Number 3, this is a question by this guy called Naval Ravikant, right? A great startup, a guy and a philosopher, which is what feels like play to you, but tough for others. So for me, right, one thing I felt a lot of joy and fulfillment is when I could conduct workshops for people and I knew that it could change or it could potentially impact their lives, right? And so recently what I did is, after this new model, I taught a content workshop and a lot of my friends came in because they wanted to learn my approach for content, and I enjoyed myself so much. And I never felt that level of energy and drive because of the new model. And the last time I felt was maybe like 5-10 years ago when I was teaching my friends for free, because I really felt that whether you bought for me or whether you work for me or not, I actually added value to your life. So again, what feels like play to you but tough or feels like work for others? And the last question is, what will ultimately allow you to be free to live your dream lifestyle? So at the end of the day, what are some of the key elements of your business that will allow you to live your dream lifestyle? And remember, you want to be clear, because if you are vague and just say I want to achieve financial freedom, right, chances are your brain doesn't really know what to focus on. So the clearer you are, the better, because they know exactly what you know optimize your business for. Is it for location freedom? Time freedom? Is it just to work a simple 9 to 5? Is it for you to be able to be flexible and work anywhere you want? Is it for you to be able to work with clients from anywhere around the world or just locally? So again, it's up to you to decide what will allow you to be free to live your dream lifestyle. So I hope today you remember, right, that every strategy works. At the end of the day, the most important to find out is what aligns most with you, because at the end of the day, the best strategy is the one that you can do the longest. And so while it might take some time for you to explore and test new things, once you find it, you can't help to eventually succeed. And with that, I hope you guys got some benefit from this entire strategy story. If you want to find out more details about what I do, you can check out the description below. But with that, have a great day ahead, and I'll see all of you very soon.